This is the RAD UFO, a crazy looking debut running shoe from this joint UK and American company that is taking the running world by storm. So many of you have been asking me to get this shoe in for a full review. The hype is pretty big with influencers, Instagram ads and pop-up events, and just the general exposure means the expectation with this one is pretty huge. RAD, or Rally Against Destruction, started out in the gym and CrossFit, but soon saw that potential in the running market. They'll be creating waves to disrupt the big brands with some cool marketing, solid ethos, and getting the right people involved. Their first dedicated run shoe is this, the UFO, made with pretty premium foams, designed for running long and pretty fast as well. So can their running shoe debut outperform the likes of the EVO SL and probably the best non-plated super shoe out there at the moment, the Megablast? We're going to have full comparisons with them at the end of the video, but most importantly, is this shoe going to be right for you and your running? So here we go with a full review of the RAD UFO. Let's get stuck in with the facts and figures. So starting out with the purpose of the UFO, this is your max stack super trainer designed for speed and distance, long runs, long run sessions, tempo, threshold work, a good half marathon or marathon training shoe. Similar options out there, something like the Super Blast or the Mega Blast, the Puma Mag Max. Price wise, this is quite an expensive shoe. This shoe sent me back £180, 200 euros, 200 US dollars, currently not available as far as we can tell in Australia and Canada. Hopefully that will be coming soon. The prices I think have recently come down a little bit. Of course, I bought this shoe 100% with my own money. I actually got it from a store here in the UK called Out and Back, based out of Aberdeen. They've got some really cool brands on their website as well. It's definitely a shoe that RAD are wanting to be sold in more speciality run stores, places like Run Limited here in London. Stack height at the back of the shoe, 42mm, definitely in that max stack range with an 8mm drop overall. Weight-wise, it's coming in under that magic 300 for me, nice and lightweight, 292 grams, which for a shoe of this amount of volume is really quite light. Sizing, it ran a bit large for me. I actually ordered my regular UK size 12. I sent them back because they're a little bit too big. I reordered, I went a whole size down, got an 11, and they were just about okay. But if I was going to go again, I'd probably get an 11.5. So I'd recommend half a size down. That's what would have worked best for me. There's no wide option available at the moment, but it's pretty accommodating. And availability starts at 3.5, goes all the way up to a 12. It'd be nice to see some larger sizes eventually. Upper wise, we've got the main mesh, which is a single layer upper, very premium feel about the shoe. Cord loops for the laces here, just keeps it nice and neat, not the traditional eyelets you get on most running shoes. Heavily padded and gusseted tongue, and a good amount of padding at the heel for maximum comfort at the back of the shoe. Midsole wise, we've got RAD's Soup Foam in here, which is their dual layer PEBA blend. There's no plate in this shoe, although it's pretty stiff as they go, and also it's very much on the soft side. Then on the bottom of the shoe, the outsole, a CPU rubber compound here, lightweight, pretty good coverage as well, adds some extra rigidity to the very soft foam above it. But I have found one big problem with this, which we'll come on to with the dislikes. Colors wise, there's so many fancy, cool, amazing, vibrant colorways here. They look absolutely amazing. A very unique look to the shoe. This one I got in Goth Black. Love that name. Paired it up, of course, with our amazing fluoro yellow socks. Please check out my website, benparks.com. You can use code YouTube10 for 10% off your order. It allows us to keep making these videos, buy these shoes, and give you these 100% honest reviews. Right, let's move on to chat all about my likes. Well, my first like, starting out, the shoe is so much fun to run in. It's got a very energetic, soft and bouncy ride while being fairly lightweight too, especially for a shoe with this amount of volume. Moving on to my second like here, this is one smooth riding shoe. I really love the rocker at the front of the shoe, which means you can really get rolling in this one. Plus a generous heel bevel at the back of the shoe, so wherever you're striking the ground, the shoe is going to look after you really quite nicely. The foam is very lively, combined with that rocker means you can easily roll up to some faster paces here, more than you might expect for this type of shoe. My third like here, and one really big defining aspect of the shoe, it's a really comfortable but also very well made shoe as well. The tongue is really nice and padded with some soft supportive materials. The upper just hugs the top of your foot, gives a really confident lockdown. You're not going to have any sliding around issues, any blisters, any hot spots or anything like that. Really quite breathable upper as well. You can see my pink gloves through here, so just absolutely no overheating issues at all. You can happily run a very long way in the shoe, or walk all day as well. A pretty comfortable shoe to walk around in. Plus there's a decent width in the toe box, so wider footed runners are going to be pretty well looked after here. Heavier runners, lighter runners, and of course everyone in between. My fourth like with this one, I absolutely personally love the design. I think it's very unique for sure, and a shoe you're really going to get noticed in if you do go for some of those brighter colours. So if that's your thing, then this is going to be a good option to go for. Maybe it's a bit of a love-hate thing. Let me know what your thoughts are on the design down in the comments. Then my fifth and final like here, I think it's going to be a pretty good versatile option for so many people. Longer runs, shorter runs, recovery runs, tempo runs, workouts at a pinch if you are going away on some travels and just want to take one shoe with you. But as we always say here on the channel, because I bought this shoe 100% with my own money, let's move on to chat about those all-important dislikes now. The first dislike and observation with the RAD UFO. When I ordered the shoe, the stability or potential lack of stability was my main concern before I even tried it. All that stack, all of that PEBA foam in there with no sort of obvious stabilizing things. There's no plate, there's no shank, there's no sort of layer of more firmer foam in there to keep it stabilized. Yes, you've really got to be a little bit careful in some of the corners. It's definitely not as bad as it might look, and it's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be when I ordered it. But just something to be aware of with all of these max stack shoes that are quite soft, the lack of stability is going to be a bit of an issue for some people out there for sure. My second dislike and observation, at £180, $200, €200, the price is definitely, of course, not going to be for everyone. It's so hard when you're that up-and-coming brand to compete and you just don't have anywhere near those economies of scale that those big brands have. And getting into the running shoe industry at all is just a brutally expensive thing to do. So is it worth this high price? Well, it's a very well-made shoe. It's fun and it's pretty versatile as well. But of course, not really. £180 for a shoe that really, you can't go that fast in it. There are definitely going to be faster super shoes out there than this one. But I'm really enjoying seeing the amount of competition in the marketplace, all these newer brands coming in now. But yeah, if it was priced around about £150, then undoubtedly it would get a lot more traction. And speaking of traction, this leads me on to my final dislike, which is that wet weather grip, which is probably the worst I've ever experienced in a shoe of all time, of all the shoes I've ever reviewed here on the channel. And they're dry, absolutely fine, no problem at all. But I have been running a little bit in the rain, as you can see when we recorded this video, sliding all over the place. Of course, when I slide around like this, I don't run along like that. I'm just sort of testing out the grip, but it really was quite slippy, trying to pick up the pace a little bit as well, just getting that little slide with every foot strike. A bit of a disappointment there. Right, time for some comparisons out there. This shoe is quite unique without a doubt, but I want to compare it with the Asics Megablast, possibly the best in class of this type of shoe. We're going to start out with the EVO SL, which is what everybody wants to know. It's kind of like this one, but it's insane the amount of value you can get out of that shoe. £50 cheaper, coming in around about £130, but without a doubt, you can probably find a pair for around £100 now if you're not that bothered about the colorway you go for. 3mm less stack at 39mm, 1mm less drop at 7mm. It weighs in at 25 grams lighter than the RAD UFO, coming at 267 grams. For me, there is a shank in the EVO SL just to help stabilize the very wild foam that shoe has in it, and the UFO does not have that. The shoe just relies on a sheer amount of foam to create that stiffness and that stability. They're both pretty unstable shoes, but the EVO SL probably has a little bit more stability than the RAD. The UFO is a much bigger shoe volume-wise, so it's going to suit any heavier runners. The EVO SL is definitely the more faster and nimble option for me, but isn't so great at those easier paces and those more recovery run paces where you might well want a little bit more foam underneath you, which is where the UFO comes in. Go for the EVO SL to save a little bit more money and you want a fast, non-plated option, and go for the RAD if you want that ultra comfortable cruiser to stand out from the crowd. And then let's talk about the Asics Megablast, coming in at amazingly £30 more expensive than this, and this is quite an expensive shoe at £210. 3mm more stack in that one, up at a whopping 45mm, the same 8mm drop, and weighs 17 grams less, coming in at 275 grams. The Megablast, as I say, is probably the king of the non-plated super trainers out there, but has that more eye-watering price, up well over £200. Both these shoes firmly sit in that super trainer category, but the Megablast wins in pretty much everything, and including the most important things on speed and stability as well. That's the shoe you're really going going to want to put on when you're getting your most important runs done, or you want the ultimate non-plated race day shoe. The UFO, definitely a little bit more comfortable, definitely got the better upper. I, like a lot of people, struggled with the upper in the Megablast, and the UFO has that softer ride, which is going to be far more suited for cruising around in. Both very fun shoes for sure, but the Megablast is going to take that crown for me because it's just a little bit lighter and a little bit faster, and just probably, if dare I say it, a little bit more fun to run in. So do I recommend this shoe? Well, I've really enjoyed running in this shoe. It's very bouncy and it's held up pretty well on those longer runs. If you've got cash on the hip and want a really fun shoe to run in, then it's a pretty unique ride out there for sure. I really don't feel you're going to regret your purchase of this one. RAD also do have a more wallet-friendly running shoe that has just come out called the RAD Synth. I think it's coming around about £120, which is more of your classic daily trainer. So let me know down in the comments if you want me to get that one in. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's coming next from RAD. I'm looking forward to seeing all of your comments down below and what you think of this shoe. Have you run in it? Then let us hear all of your thoughts down in the comments below. Next up, we've got the full video from Mount to Coast, another really good emerging brand. That video is up there, and just down there is another video that YouTube thinks you're going to like. That's it, guys. Keep on working hard. Keep on it done. I'll see you very soon in the next one.